You tell us.
Bill,
No, you tell us. No, you tell us. You told us that it was good.
Bill, if your son is undefeated in the gym, congratulations. Congratulations that you got an undefeated fighter in the gym.
That thing's fast.
Ryan at freaking Pereira.
But
Like,
how smart is Gervonta for making him go to 135 and then giving him a weight clause?
Brother,
like you can't rehydrate more than 10 pounds.
Who is behind him? Brother? The Money Mayweather. That guy is smart, bro.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather has brutally mocked Bill Haney after rumors circulated that Devin Haney fired him as trainer. Meanwhile, David Benavidez posits that Ryan Garcia's slight weight advantage played a pivotal role in his victory over Devin. Benavidez said, "I think that 3 pounds helped a lot, especially since he didn't try to make the weight. He looked like the bigger man that day. I think Ryan looked like the bigger man that day, and I think overall with all the shenanigans Ryan Garcia was doing during training camp, I didn't think he was going to look like that." It's quite noticeable that Benavidez holds a stance on weight, especially given the perception among fans that he's more suited to cruiserweight, but strategically drops to 168 pounds to gain an edge in rehydration against his opponents. Benavidez added, "I thought Ryan had been playing throughout training camp. That extra 3 pounds really helps a lot, especially when there is no rehydration clause. He definitely weighed more." Meanwhile, Devin Haney faced a slew of setbacks on the fateful night of the fight just 7 days past. From miscalculating Ryan Garcia's strength to succumbing to his psychological tactics and ultimately not performing at his peak, it resulted in a devastating defeat that's sure to linger in conversations for some time. While many point to Garcia's increased weight as a significant factor in Haney's failure that evening, a minority of fans and experts speculate that Haney's choice of boxing footwear might have impeded his performance. Haney sported a limited edition pair from the esteemed label Fear of God. Despite their trendy appearance, they seemed lacking in support. Eddie Hearn, Haney's promoter, weighed in on whether they impacted Haney's performance in the ring. Hearn said, "You have to understand though, inside those boots are proper boxing boots. So it's not like they were just a pair of Fear of God Uggs. They were made for him. I don't think the boots had anything to do with the loss, but maybe it was a bad idea. I don't know, but I don't think they made him lose the fight." Hearn poured a bucket of icy realism on the notion, though he did acknowledge the potential folly of the choice. Should Hearn get his wish, Haney will be lacing up proper boxing boots for his next bout. It's wiser to err on the side of caution. On the other hand, Regis Prograis, the ex-WBC light welterweight title holder, opines that Devin Haney should ease up on the complaints regarding Ryan Garcia's added weight during their bout. Prograis pointedly reminded Haney that he himself bulked up by 25 pounds for his December fight, where he snatched away Haney's championship belt. Prograis suspects The Dream received assistance in bulking up for his recent bout, though he refrained from mentioning it initially. Reflecting on his own past weight manipulation, Prograis now feels it's time to cease lamenting and move forward. Prograis mentioned that Devin had done it to him, and now Garcia had done it to Devin. He observed the size of Devin in the ring during his fight and remarked on the significant increase, stating that when fighting at 140 pounds, one couldn't naturally gain 25 pounds overnight, as affirmed by doctors. He emphasized that IVs were necessary for such rapid weight gain.
I mean, it's a go around, come around type of thing, bro. Like, they did it to me, and it happened to them. That's all. You know, you can't complain about it. If you took the fight, that's why I never really said nothing about it. You know, I saw how big he was, and in the ring, and really, bro, like in the ring, that he looked. I think that my fight night against him, he looked bigger than his fight night against Ryan. He just, for me, that's what I think. Maybe I can be wrong, maybe right, I don't know, but he just looked a little bigger when he fought me than Ryan, because when you fight at 140 pounds and to blow up 25 pounds overnight, every doctor, every medical person, they say you cannot do that naturally. You have to have IVs to do that.
Prograis was frank when he told Haney to quit moping over what had transpired with King Rai and charged him with gaining weight without authorization in December. Prograis pointed out that putting IVs in was not permitted, deeming it illegal. He mentioned that according to his contract, being excessively large was not allowed. Despite its illegality, he chose not to address it previously. Prograis highlighted that while Devin was now expressing concern about the weight issue caused by Ryan Garcia, he himself had experienced it without making any complaints. He suggested that if such circumstances persisted, it might be best to avoid the fight altogether.
In my contract, IVs is illegal. You're not supposed to do IVs. It was illegal. In my contract, you weren't supposed to be that big. He wasn't supposed to be, it was literally illegal, but I let it go. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. I'm a man. It's called accountability. Whatever. I'm not going to do it. But now, since it's like he's crying about the weight issue, what you did to me, you know, I didn't say nothing. You know, after it was done, I let it go. You know, if if that's the case, don't sign the contract, don't fight. But Ryan gave him an extra 1.5 million, so it's like, all right.
In a clash of titans last April, Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis squared off in a lightweight spectacle at the illustrious T-Mobile Arena, setting the stage for one of the most eagerly awaited boxing bouts in recent memory. The undefeated icons converged in Las Vegas for a non-title showdown, culminating in Davis delivering Garcia his inaugural career defeat with a 7th-round knockout. 1 year later, the scene has transformed dramatically. Garcia's stunning triumph over Devin Haney last weekend solidified his status as a premier boxer in the realm. Seizing the moment, he boldly calls for a rematch with Davis, reigniting their rivalry beyond the ropes, while also stoking the flames of competition with the WBA lightweight title holder. During a recent podcast session, Garcia boldly asserted that Haney possesses the prowess to defeat Tank Davis if they were to face off. Should such a showdown materialize, it would indeed be a jaw-dropping upset. Garcia said, "Boxing is a wild sport. Haney beats him out of just pure volume. Just knows how to use his reach well." Garcia questioned the validity of his defeat to Davis, considering his victory against Haney. At 25, he asserted his performance against Davis was hindered by weakness in Vegas, and boldly declared he could triumph over Gervonta with even greater dominance than his win over Haney, achieved through a majority decision after a full 12 rounds of intense battle. At 144 pounds, Garcia wants another chance to take on Davis, but Tank is confident he can finish Garcia off once more. In since-deleted posts on X, Davis said, "It's best Ryan retire now. He is going to get hurt badly." It doesn't seem probable that Garcia, who just defeated Haney in Brooklyn, will take this admonition to heart. However, Garcia's triumph was bittersweet, as he couldn't seize Haney's title due to a significant weight discrepancy, tainting an otherwise stellar display of skill and determination. Wednesday saw Haney break his Instagram silence post his first defeat, highlighting the weight gap and urging Garcia for a rematch down the road. He said, "First off, I want to say, Alhamdulillah, Allah is the perfect planner, and I trust his plan no matter what. I came up short in boxing, and if anyone knows me, they know that I am a true competitor and always wanted to test my skills against the best fighters in the world." Haney added, "Ryan, despite the circumstances, was victorious that night, and that's fine. I do feel like weight played a role in it, but only Allah knows. I would love to run it back and give the fans a fair fight within an agreed weight." Haney expressed his gratitude to De La Hoya in the statement, but it didn't appear to impress the head of Golden Boy Promotions, who responded in the comments by saying Garcia would not challenge Haney again. De La Hoya wrote, "Good luck with Eddie Hearn, but there will not be a rematch. Good luck in your career and good luck with Eddie, a European promoter trying to make it in the US." Garcia has hinted that a rematch with Haney is probably not on the horizon for him. At just 25 years old, he's eyeing a shift to higher weight classes, moving beyond the super lightweight division. Judging by his online presence, there's even speculation he might venture into a crossover match with UFC bantamweight champ Sean O'Malley. Meanwhile, Max Holloway teamed up with Joe Rogan on his podcast to delve into a particular aspect of the Haney versus Garcia fight that they deemed crazy. Ryan Garcia failed to meet the weight requirement by a margin of 3.2 pounds, tipping the scales at just above 143 pounds, exceeding the 140-pound limit for the super lightweight division. Adding a twist to the ordeal, Garcia had wagered with Devin Haney, pledging $500K for every pound he missed. Consequently, he ended up forking out a hefty $1.5 million to the Dream. Furthermore, due to Garcia's weight mishap, Haney's shot at the WBC title was no longer on the cards. This signifies that even though Haney controlled the match for nearly all 12 rounds, he retained his title and remains the recognized WBC 140-pound champion. Joe Rogan and Max Holloway were taken aback by this outcome, prompting them to vocalize their criticism towards Dream. Rogan remarked on his podcast that the situation didn't involve a title, as Devin retained his title. He expressed disdain for the concept of keeping the title under such circumstances, considering it absurd. Rogan emphasized that despite keeping the title, Devin experienced humiliation and humility, reflecting on the unpredictable nature of the sport.
Gets to keep the title.
So I think so. It was
Even though-
he
'cause
keep
he
the
didn't
title, but
make
even
weight.
if he win, I think so. He still he would have had the. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, the title, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Keeping that title's crazy.
Yeah. After, did you, bro? You know what is more crazy? There's a post of him being like, "Yeah, I still got the title."
Holloway made a comment about how unpredictable the fight game is and brought attention to the fact that The Dream was boasting on social media about getting to keep the title, which surprised him. Holloway reflected on the situation, noting the irony of a post by Haney where he emphasized still possessing the title. He expressed astonishment at the nature of the fight game, describing it as incredibly unpredictable. Holloway highlighted the contrast between being at the pinnacle of success one day and facing a situation like that fight the next, where the outcome leaves one seemingly forgotten.
Yeah, I still got the title. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think. Yeah, I would.
Well, he's just trying to come up with some sort. I mean, he got humiliated.
Yeah.
I mean, he got
It
humbled.
sucks, bro. This fight game is wild, bro.
It's a wild game.
It's the most craziest game ever, brother.
Most ruthless game.
You be on top of the world one day,
Yeah.
and a fight like that, you're just no one even cares, you know, anymore.
Yep. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you could be Ben Askren, you know, and boom, one shot, and then that's what everybody remembers.
If the sport wasn't already crazy, there may be another battle in the works that would be extremely popular with boxing and mixed martial arts fans. Following his triumph against Haney, Sean O'Malley, reigning UFC bantamweight champion and a longtime advocate for stepping into the boxing ring, expressed his desire to face off against Ryan Garcia. During his Timbo Sugar Show podcast on YouTube, Suga disclosed that discussions had already taken place with the UFC regarding this endeavor. O'Malley asserted that the promotion was receptive and even willing to co-promote the proposed boxing match. However, there was a sole stipulation from the Dana White-led organization. The bout must generate significant revenue. The title holder sensed that just a couple of stellar showings in the UFC would generate ample buzz for a boxing showdown with Garcia. Meanwhile, the 25-year-old opted for his signature Garcia-esque style in his ex-retort to the UFC fighter. He said, "Rainbow Cockabrain wants to box. Be prepared to bleed rainbow." The American believed that squaring off against O'Malley in a boxing ring wouldn't quite level the playing field. Instead, he set his sights on an MMA showdown, aiming to go toe-to-toe with the reigning UFC bantamweight champion. Man Bun / Connor Clone wants a boxing match. I wanted MMA, but let's do it, Garcia wrote. Meanwhile, it appears that Ryan Garcia's charm never ceases to captivate audiences, and among his growing legion of fans is none other than Joe Rogan. The podcaster has elevated Garcia to the ranks of legendary light heavyweight champions. What's the focal point of this admiration? Garcia's lethal left hook. In a thrilling showdown just a week ago, Ryan Garcia, despite being the underdog, showcased sheer dominance throughout the fight. His relentless hooks relentlessly found their target on the Dream's face, landing flush and causing the undefeated champion to hit the canvas not once, not twice, but thrice during the 12-round bout. Despite some criticism directed at the referee for possibly misjudging the number of knockdowns, admiration for Garcia's performance remained unwavering, particularly from Rogan, who was completely captivated by Garcia's prowess. Both Rogan and Holloway emphasized how Garcia's victory was largely attributed to his lightning-fast left hook, a blow that visibly rattled Devin Haney during the match. Rogan compared Garcia's hooks to that of former undisputed light heavyweight champion Roy Jones Jr. Rogan drew a comparison, stating that Garcia's left hook brought to mind Roy Jones in his prime. He likened it to Jones Jr.'s style, noting that in his prime, Jones rarely threw jabs. Rogan found it remarkable that someone could be so fast that they could effectively connect with a leaping left hook, akin to the style exhibited by Jones.
Like Roy Jones Jr. in his prime barely threw jabs, which is so crazy that a guy would be so fast that he could hit you with a leaping left hook.
Yeah, because his jab was a leaping left hook.
It's crazy.
Boom.
You ever seen his biceps? The difference?
Yeah.
His left bicep's twice the size of his right bicep. It's nuts.
He might have been an arm wrestler then. Who knows?
Roy Jones had the craziest style of all time. When he was in his prime, that dude was untouchable.
Expanding on his point, Rogan praised Roy Jones for his unique and unparalleled style. He described Jones as untouchable during his prime, where every fight seemed like an execution. Rogan highlighted Jones's exceptional feat of not having a single punch landed on him in a round, a record in CompuBox history. Transitioning back to Garcia, Rogan emphasized the potency of Garcia's left hook as a formidable weapon. He marveled at its speed, comparing it to Jones's style. Rogan concluded by expressing that Garcia might possess the fastest left hooks he had ever witnessed.
That dude was untouchable. Every fight was an execution.
Bro, crazy. Body head bangers, bro. He was a...
He was so fast. He was the only guy in CompuBox history that didn't get a single punch landed on him in a round.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh,
when he fought Vinny Pazienza. Didn't get a single punch
boom,
landed
jump
on
left
him.
hook in. That's all he
And
did.
then he just put it on him. And then he tried to stop the fight himself. He looked at the referee. He's like, stop this fight. And the referee's like, keep fighting. And he's like, all right. And he goes like that. He does like that. And he just tunes him up and KOs him.
Bro, what a beast, bro. What a beast.
But that left hook is a weapon. If you got a left hook like Ryan Garcia, like, my God, that thing's fast.
Throughout his illustrious journey, Jones Jr. masterfully wielded his signature left hook, honed to perfection from the depths of his hip. Its fusion of speed and force amplified the impact of his already formidable blows. Opponents consistently found themselves caught off guard by the sudden onslaught of his soaring left hook, leaving them scant time to muster a defense. With Garcia's triumphant victory, he has firmly etched his name into the annals of boxing greatness. Now, a fan, Rogan is organizing to reverse King Rye's defeat to Gervonta Davis from the previous year. Garcia only suffered one career setback. Garcia stepped into the ring against Haney, carrying an extra burden of over 3 pounds. Yet, when facing off against Tank, he found himself under the constraints of a rehydration clause, limiting his weight gain to a mere 10 pounds after the 135-pound weigh-in. Many pointed to this clause as a significant factor in his defeat. Joe Rogan speculates that if Garcia were allowed to enter the ring fully hydrated against Tank, the outcome might have been quite different, suggesting that Tank wouldn't have emerged victorious. Rogan expressed his desire to see Ryan Garcia, as he appeared fully hydrated in his fight against Devin Haney, face off against Gervonta. The Californian is still convinced that, even more than Haney, he can dominate Tank at a heavier weight. He has challenged the native of Baltimore to a match at either 143 or 144.
Rated against Devin Haney against Gervonta.
Oh, he's a problem. He's gonna be a problem
for
bro.
everybody.
He's gonna be a problem, bro.
Speed is bananas.
Yeah.
You ever see him shadow box, like throw
Oh
combinations?
yeah,
there?
bro.
It's like,
Oh yeah.
is this sped
yeah.
up?
Oh,
How
yeah.
are you so fast?
Yeah. It's not fair.
He might have one of the fastest left hooks I've ever seen.
Before Ryan Garcia squared off against Devin Haney, whispers of Haney's sparring sessions with Gervonta Davis started to circulate. Eventually, the footage found its way onto King Rye's YouTube channel, courtesy of none other than Garcia himself. Amidst the uproar, Devin Haney and his father, Bill Haney, pointed fingers at Floyd Mayweather, holding him primarily responsible for the leak. However, following Haney's surprising loss to Garcia, Mayweather came forward to publicly deny any involvement in the dissemination of Devin's sparring footage with Davis. In addition, Floyd Mayweather offered guidance to Haney, suggesting he secure a more adept mentor for his journey in the sport. Providing a tangible example, the undefeated boxer at 50, Zero, also dissected Haney's missteps during his bout against King Rye. After uncovering Devin Haney's sparring session with Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia swiftly aired his grievances on social media, labeling Floyd Mayweather as a bona fide hater in the public eye. He accused Mayweather of purposefully divulging the footage of his and Davis's training to grant Garcia an unfair edge over him. I know he sent Ryan the sparring, Haney wrote. Ultimately, TBE responded to Devin, the former WBC super lightweight champion, in his most recent interview with Fight Hype. Mayweather said, "I will always talk good about Devin. Devin is young, so I expect him to say, 'Floyd, you're hating on me.' No, Devin, I always loved you and always wanted the best for you. If I don't f*** with you, I'm not showing you different moves in the gym." I guess he thought I sent the sparring video to Ryan Garcia. Did he get it from me? Absolutely not. Mayweather also suggested that Haney get a better guide for his next fights. He believes Devin Haney needs a better mentor, someone who has experienced challenging circumstances inside the boxing ring. After seeing Garcia versus Haney, Mayweather said, "In the future, when he fights, I'm not saying remove your dad, but you're going to have somebody that knows something about boxing right there with you to tell you how to handle that crunch moment." Mayweather further added, "Keep your dad, but you gotta have somebody who's been in that crunch moment." Mayweather also took issue with Devin's jabs at Garcia. Devin attempted to jab Garcia in the manner that most amateur boxers do, according to Mayweather. Having offered a physical demonstration, Mayweather added, "Just for starters, Devin, you can't jab like this. That's amateur." The conversation turned to the topic of Devin Haney's ability to recover from setbacks. Mayweather, known for his sharp insights into the sport, carefully assessed Haney's performance in the ring, expressing reservations about the young fighter's prowess. Having dealt with numerous formidable foes, Mayweather said, "For starters, he gotta turn his shots to get the power." In addition to asserting that Haney's blows lacked force, Mayweather spoke extensively about Devin's jab. "You can't be shooting your jabs like this. Amateurs do this. When you are professional, we are here. Boom, boom." Mayweather cited his memorable battle with Arturo Gatti to bolster his argument. He said, "Every time I did my shit out there, I just like this because I know that the motherfucker got a hook." He emphasized that the majority of knockouts stem from the hook due to its sudden and unexpected nature, catching fighters off guard. Money attributed this precise scenario to Devin's experience in the bout. "In the 11th round, when Devin got knocked down, he didn't see the shot coming," said Mayweather. Considering all that, Mayweather realized, so it's a lot of things that have to be taught to him. Coming back to the original question, Mayweather said, "Can he bounce back? Anything can happen." Meanwhile, Mayweather and Bill Haney appear to have engaged in a contentious back and forth in the interim. Devin Haney may have faced defeat in his recent bout, but Bill Haney, undeterred by the outcome, refuses to yield to the barrage of insults. In a recent twist of events, the patriarch and coach found himself in a heated exchange with none other than Floyd Mayweather during an Instagram live session. Floyd said, "If your son is undefeated in the gym, congratulations. Congratulations that you got an undefeated fighter in the gym." He then added, "I'm an under the lights type fighter. Bill, let me ask you a question. What's my record under the lights?" Hearing this, Bill said, "But listen, what's your record in life?" Mayweather swiftly retorted, boasting of his undefeated record, not just in the ring, but in the game of life itself. Bill's response, though, was anything but courteous. "Flexing that punk ass 50-0? I'm 50-0 on these streets. I got love in these streets. You're 50-0 with that boxing shit. That shit doesn't mean nothing, said Bill. For years, Devin Haney honed his skills within the walls of the Mayweather Boxing Club in the vibrant city of Las Vegas. Under the guidance of Mayweather himself, he soaked in knowledge and experience like a sponge. However, as his journey progressed, Devin felt the call to forge his own path. Stepping out from Mayweather's shadow, he embarked on a quest to carve his legacy in the ring. Coincidentally, Mayweather had also nurtured another rising star, Gervonta "Tank" Davis, who shared Haney's unbeaten record and competed in a similar weight class. Their paths intersect under Mayweather's watchful eye, but now they stand as independent champions, each destined to leave their mark on the boxing world in their unique ways. Since that time, Bill Haney has reproached Mayweather for his lack of support for the underprivileged and disadvantaged within the neighborhoods of Las Vegas. Haney also proudly proclaimed that his son had achieved more before reaching the age of 25 than Mayweather had. "You need some help?" Mayweather asked the freshly wounded Haney toward the close of their video chat. He added, "You needed some help the other night. If Devin needs me, I'm going to be there for him. Anytime I help Devin, it's total love, period." There had been tension earlier, even if it resulted in the two smiling as the talk came to a conclusion, and Mayweather pushing Haney to give him a call for a private discussion. Haney informed Mayweather that he didn't like the way Mayweather appeared to deny that Devin Haney had defeated Mayweather in a previous bout of sparring. Mayweather urged Haney to elucidate his sense of grievance towards the 5-division champion, who boasts triumphs over legends such as Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, and Juan Manuel Marquez, while headlining the 4 most financially successful pay-per-view bouts in history. "Do something for the streets. If you don't do something for the streets, you're a," responded Haney. In response, Mayweather extended his backing to Devin Haney, scheduling a follow-up conversation. Haney, in a jesting manner, chuckled and quipped, "Nah, I'm good," adding a lighthearted touch to what seemed like a potentially reconciliatory interaction. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.